looking for you for a very long time.
I'll tear you apart with my bare hands!
Try it.
Now die!
Welcome back to our channel, gamers. Today we have an exciting review for you. We'll be diving into the highly anticipated game, Final Fantasy XVI. So let's jump right into it.
You're not the only one who's seen their world fall apart.
Upon first impression, Final Fantasy XVI struck me with its darker and more violent tone than anything in the series past. It's not just in the graphic depictions of bloody battles or godlike beings crushing each other to a pulp, but also in the explicit narrative threads about persecution and enslavement. It delves into the death and destruction that follows in the wake of all the political drama and supernatural standoffs. The brutality inflicted upon its victims is laid bare at nearly every turn, sometimes to the point of embellishment, to strike the nerves it wants to hit. But there's a thematic coherence to it all that melds what happens to the people at the ground level with the fantastical elements that steer their destinies. And within that harsh exterior, glossed with magic and ether, is a gripping story about characters clinging to their humanity, the bonds that give them strength, and the lengths they'll go to make the world a better place, all told in a way that only Final Fantasy can. Final Fantasy has always been about reinvention, and FFXVI perhaps marks the series' most drastic shift yet. The combat system veers much closer to a Devil May Cry than Final Fantasy XV or VII Remake, and is a shining example of what an action RPG can be. Icon battles initially seem to be just explosive set pieces, but grow into meaningful moments that are as narratively driven as they are utterly impressive spectacles. Through the awe-inspiring battles and emotional cutscenes, I found myself repeatedly asking in disbelief, did this game just do this? As the soundtrack's beautiful melodies were seared into my memory. However, those peaks are also met with dated design conventions that stick out like sore thumbs, making for some noticeable lulls in the 50-plus hours I spent with the game. Still, I'll always remember FFXVI for its powerful and stunning moments, for those are the reasons it stands among the storied franchise's best. FFXVI is very much about the growth of Clive and the people around him, but the story's initial emphasis on the nations and political structures of Valisthea sets the stage for everything that follows. Valisthea is a world plagued by environmental decay, and war is fueled by the hunger for resources, which in this case are the crystals. Because they are a catch-all magical resource, those with the inherent ability to wield magic are abused, subjugated, and treated as property, tools to be used and sacrificed in service of their supposed superiors. Thus, liberation and revolution are the narrative through lines, and FFXVI heavily leans into these themes, using them as a strong foundation to build every facet of the story and its characters. FFXVI mostly navigates these themes with a deft hand. Its writing often demonstrates an understanding of the complex dynamics that come with the territory, and it shines by empowering characters, letting them and their experiences be the focal points in sharp cutscenes and dialogue. As heinous as the darkest moments may be, they're also crucial to each character's understanding of the hostile world they exist in. It's encouraging to see the game plainly say what needs to be said, though at times that deft hand turns heavy, laying it on a little too thick or overlooking a bit of nuance that could have gone a long way in properly unpacking a theme or perspective. On rare occasions, the game's storytelling can feel a bit heavy-handed or miss some nuance in properly unpacking a theme or perspective. However, these instances are relatively few and far between, and overall the narrative remains engaging and thought-provoking. In terms of gameplay, Final Fantasy XVI takes a departure from the turn-based combat of its predecessors and embraces a more action-oriented approach. The combat system is fast-paced, fluid, and incredibly satisfying. Each character has their unique abilities and playstyle, and mastering their skills adds depth and strategy to the battles. The icon battles in particular are the highlights of the gameplay, with epic clashes against massive, otherworldly creatures that require precise timing and tactical decision-making. Visually, Final Fantasy XVI is a stunning game. The graphics are top-notch with detailed character models, breathtaking environments, and spectacular spell effects. The art direction strikes a perfect balance between realism and fantasy, creating a world that feels both familiar and fantastical. The attention to detail is evident in every aspect of the game, from the intricate designs of armor and weapons to the beautifully rendered landscapes. As for the sound design, Final Fantasy XVI delivers an exceptional audio experience. The soundtrack is masterfully composed, with sweeping orchestral pieces that enhance the emotional impact of key moments. The voice acting is also superb, bringing the characters to life with believable performances that further immerse you in the game's world. One area where Final Fantasy XVI falls a bit short is in its exploration and side quests. While the main story and the central characters are captivating, the side content can feel repetitive and lacking in depth. The open-world elements, while visually impressive, don't offer as much exploration or meaningful interaction as one might hope for. Despite this minor setback, Final Fantasy XVI is an outstanding addition to the series. Its gripping story, engaging characters, and intense action make it a must-play for any fan of the franchise or the action RPG genre. It successfully combines the familiar elements of Final Fantasy with fresh and innovative gameplay mechanics, creating an experience that is both nostalgic and groundbreaking. Thank you for joining us today for our review of Final Fantasy XVI. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, we would greatly appreciate your support. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our future content. We have plenty more game reviews, discussions, and news coming your way. If you liked what you saw and want to help our channel grow, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. We love hearing your thoughts, opinions, and even your own experiences with Final Fantasy XVI. Thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy gaming!